The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi all, good afternoon. This is Josh Lemaster. I'm the co-founder and chief financial officer of Perfect Golf Event. I appreciate everybody taking a little time here to learn, hopefully learn a little bit about rain insurance and protecting your event. Just a little bit of background on Perfect Golf Event and Vortex Weather Insurance that you're going to hear from today. We've known each other for years now. Both happen to have headquarter offices in Northeast Florida. We've always looked for opportunities over the thousands of events that we work with every year, and over the past 9 years, and have been looking for ways for our events to reduce this major risk, especially in certain areas of rain. And we've never really liked the idea of event cancellation insurance. It always seemed to be too difficult and not really put the events in a good position in defending their claims. So without getting into it too much, we saw that Vortex had a really different offering, especially as it relates to rain. So I'm going to introduce Eric Anderson here in a second. Eric will spend about 20 minutes taking you through a little bit of information. We'll save some room at the end for some questions, which you can jump on your dashboard there. You should see a place where you can chat. You can send me a note. You can also hit a button to raise your hand. So if you have any questions, please jump in. And at the end of the time here, hopefully less than 30 minutes, we'll get you a link to a recording and also a copy of the presentation. So hope you find this interesting. And with that said, Eric Anderson, take it away.
Josh, thank you so much for the intro. Welcome everyone to the Vortex Weather Insurance webinar. Couldn't be happier to be with everyone today. We've got a big group. I'm going to basically walk through our presentation in about 20 minutes with a few Q&A at the end. But during our webinar, I'd like you to think about whether you're a first-time organizer or you put on 10 or 15 events, how has rain affected your event, or will it affect your event and your expected revenue and costs? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about us, who we are, what we provide, and then I'll follow up with our information, and hopefully by the end I can help meet everyone and run your event and show you the ways that we can help protect it from rain. So basically, we don't let bad weather slice into your event profits. You can't protect the weather, but you can help protect your business from it. So there's some myths that insurance agencies don't know weather, and it turns out that we're a bunch of weather nerds. Our team is 100 years of combined experience in the weather risk management industry, and we've been helping protect events since 2008 using data-driven policies that mitigate risk. A little bit about us. We are a subsidiary of MSI, which has been in the weather risk management industry for more than a quarter century. In 2008, Vortex Weather Insurance specialized in insurance products for outdoor events, fairs, festivals, concerts, jumpy castles, lacrosse tournaments, etc. We started offering the product for golf events in 2019. I'm going to get into that in a second here. And we're asked all the time, who's our carrier? Who writes our paper? And that's our owner, our parent, Mitsui Sumitomo, and we're rated A+ by AM Best. So this is me. Nice to meet everyone. I'm the National Director of Sales for the golf division since 2019. I've been in the weather derivative space for 20 years, and I played golf professionally. I worked at Augusta National. I've been working with these guys while I worked as their broker in the weather derivative space for a very long time, so they know me. So it's nice to meet everyone. So here's another myth. In the golf business, you can't fight Mother Nature not so fast. You can stand up to Mother Nature and help protect your revenue. You can stand up to Mother Nature and help protect your revenue with Vortex, but smart golf course operators are using rain insurance as a risk management hedge. So rain insurance as a hedge. Sorry, someone's on my computer here. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. Sorry about that. I think our IT jumped on. Hold on one second. Bear with me, please. Yeah, so here we go. So rain insurance as a hedge. Anticipated heavy play periods, seasonal monthly hedges, Monday golf outings, holiday weekends, member guests. These are the things that we help write policies for and protection for. So what's at risk when you're looking at, basically how to protect your event? What really is at risk for the tournaments and pro-ams and member guests, corporate outings? It's all the play-related revenue and the costs involved in these events and fundraisers, et cetera. So if you think about rain affecting your event, you could have food and beverage and merchandise revenue, tournaments, demo days, outdoor weddings and receptions, holiday events. So this is a very important slide. So rain insurance versus property and casualty insurance. Here's the chance of a potential insurance claim on a single day over 20-year period. Very important to notice here. Okay, so 0.015% versus 0.003% for home insurance. If you look at that versus golf, okay, in the country, right? As a comparison, here's the chance of 0.25 inches of rain falling on any single day between June and August. Significantly greater, okay? Significantly greater. And this is where we can step in. So here's a myth. Rain insurance is complex. Well, good news is Vortex makes it simple, and this is how it works. So rain insurance is parametric. And what does that mean? That means that it's triggered simply if recorded rainfall at your location meets or exceeds the threshold listed in the policy during the coverage period. Okay, so, and this is a very important piece here, is that proof of loss or event cancellation is not necessary for the policy to trigger and pay a claim. The other thing that we like to talk about is that it's a very quick and simple claim processing. Payment is typically mailed in less than 2 weeks, okay? Because it's parametric, it's not indemnity insurance. So Vortex uses stage 4 claim determination system. We provide recorded hourly precipitation measurements as little as 0.01 inches, calculates average hourly rainfall within a 2.5 mile by 2.5 mile grid. The whole country is gridded, and this is very important to understand. So your address will fall in between one of these grids. That data is recorded and indexed, and once it settles, we show you an expiration report of the rain within the grid that your property fell. And something else to think about, triggering rainfall thresholds as low as 0.10 inches of rain is what we usually write. So the different kind of policy options, shotgun coverage helps address risk of rain over shorter time range when start and end times are well defined. Most tournaments, fundraisers, charities, memorials are shotguns. We have extended hours coverage where we can have double shotguns. We can have 24 hours of coverage. We can write policies where you have 3 or 4 hours before the first ball's in the air. The NFL alumni charity, they usually buy a few hours before, which is very smart in our opinion. And then there's the ladder coverage, which is basically the more that it rains, the more that you're paid out. Ladder or tiered approach is what we call it. So the hours of coverage obviously can vary per day for multi-day events. I do members, member guests, where there's 3 nines on one day, there's 2 nines on the next, followed with a dinner, or you can have a firecracker tournament into July 4th, where you can have extended hours from your golf tournament into the evening play. Rain thresholds, the amount of rain that must fall for the policy to trigger, we can work with you on those levels. The insurance limits, it's up to you. You want to think about your expected revenue and costs, or the total of the day that you want to basically cover. It can be $10,000, it can be $1 million, depending on your event. And the custom parameters, again, we can fit and mold the policy to your exact needs. I just did a policy this morning where a customer, instead of going from 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, they decided to go from 4 a.m. to noon, because the first ball's in the air at 8. the tournament will probably be over at 1, but they figured, on the back end, if everyone's playing golf, probably through 15 or 16 holes, that they'll usually either finish or they'd like to go in and have lunch. So the hourly data, use of hourly data allows us to concentrate only on the hours when rainfall could negatively impact business operations. Okay, so eliminating hours in a day, like I just mentioned, on the back end when revenue figures are not as sensitive, helps reduce the cost of the insurance. Customers may consider hourly coverage before an event when pre-event rainfall may adversely affect course conditions. Here's a grid that I'll provide to you as an example. This is 7 in the morning until 7 in the evening in 2019 in July. Obviously on the right side, if you decided to buy a threshold of 0.5, it would have triggered 5 times in that month. These amounts vary depending on the seasonality, the location that you're in the country, the time of day, etc. And that all goes into the cost as well. So here's the myth. Rain insurance is too expensive. In reality, our team works for you to create a policy that fits your needs and budget. So again, the region, the several factors include geographic location, seasonality, time of day, duration of the risk period. All of these pieces are very instrumental in the kind of pricing that we will provide. The amount insured, obviously, we can price events with deductibles, and I'll show that to you when I get to meet all of you and price up your event. So golf tournament fundraising, some stats here, but we know that this is much higher, 350,000 charity events in the country and growing. The average amount after expenses raised per event is usually between 5 and 10,000, but many events raise over 250,000. The 4 billion number, that's a charity number we know is much, much higher than that, which is amazing. And the PGA Tour, this has climbed significantly since 2019. So here's a grid as an example from 10 to 3 in 2021 from using 10,000 limit and 0.20, 0.33, and 0.5. You can see the premiums on the right and the rate online. This is in February. Okay, this is our standard insurance and what that cost would be. This is our tiered or ladder approach, which is basically 10 to 3 down or right around the corner from me in Ponte Vedra Beach, 150,000 of limit, but basically the tiered approach, which means if it were to rain between 10 and 3, 0.20 inches and not 0.33, you would get paid $15,000. If it were to rain 0.33 and not 0.5, you would get paid $15,000 plus $45,000. So the more that it rains, the more that you're paid out. And it's an aggregate. So the rate online for this amount at this time of year, these hours to cover 150,000 with the ladder approach was $34.71. That's a rate online of around 2.5%. So sample payout, here's a very happy customer. We've done multiple deals with Gary. He did have a rain date. I'm asked that all the time. We have a rain date, Eric. That's okay. We always suggest buy the insurance or hedge half of your day in the event that the premium doesn't fit your budget. But he turned around and used that money for his rain date and then has since bought a few policies from us. We have an insurance portal that you can use on your phone, or you can go on our website that does amazing things. You can create policies, track your policies, maintain in an orderly fashion all of the work that you've done, and that I'm happy to help with. Here's some partnerships that we have in the PGA of America, the different sections that turn around and buy policies back from us. The North Florida section, they've had payouts. Carolina section, we've done multiple deals with them. The Met section around New York. Obviously, Perfect Golf Event, Josh, a wonderful partnership. We're so thrilled to work with them for a couple of years now. PGA Magazine, we've worked with them for quite some time, and they're fantastic. And Buffalo Group, who does all of our marketing, couldn't be happier with them as well. So here's some testimonials just from satisfied customers, very, very happy repeat customers that continue to buy policies from us. And here's my information. I'd love to hear from you. I know that we're going to have a few questions, hopefully. But Josh, do you have any questions that are popping up here?
Yeah, I'll start off, Eric, on one thing you covered because I know we get asked about it sometimes as well. You mentioned having a rain date. Historically, based on all the events we work with, the rain dates are not as successful as as the original dates. The attendance is down, the fundraising is down. And also, if you do insure your original date, you can still have your rain date. So you could insure the original date, protect your fundraising revenue, and then also have your other event. So that's one of the things that we really saw that appealed to us to be able to recommend Vortex to perfect golf event customers is the fact that all that has to happen is the rain, which is recorded by the government. So if it rains, your insurance is paid. So let me see what I've got here. I do have a couple of people that jumped in on chat. Yeah, so these questions come up a lot. So Eric, if you circle back a little bit, cover timing. How far in advance do you need to get it? Does that impact the pricing? And then if there's a claim, how long does that take afterwards?
Yeah, no, great question, Josh. Asked this, like you said, I'm asked this every single day. So basically, the company policy is you must buy the policy 15 days in advance. So basically, you can't cherry pick the forecast. The pricing, so you have to bind 15 days in advance. So the pricing, if you price it 9 months in advance or you price it on the 16th day before your event, the pricing won't change because it's based off of historical data and statistical analysis. And from a payment perspective, the claims process usually takes 5 to 7 business days for the data to be complete. We look at the data, we send you an expiration report, and if it does trigger, you're getting a check mailed, and usually before the 2-week mark.
Great. I was kind of going backwards here in the chat. The other one I think I probably answered, but maybe Eric, you could just jump in a little bit more about, it's basically asking, does the event have to get canceled to get paid? So maybe just cover that one more time.
Yeah, and that's, you can actually trigger your policy and continue to play in your event. So just say if you have a shotgun, it starts raining, it's a lot of rain, you have a pause, it triggers, and then it's sunny, you can keep playing. Yes, everyone's going to be a little wet for a little while, but you do not need proof of loss, okay? And your event does not need to be canceled to get paid. So if the rain amount that you buy is triggered and you can play your event, you get to double dip.
That's great. So I think we've covered the questions in the chat. We have a little bit more time, but yeah, I really appreciate everybody taking time to learn more about this topic. We would not be in the position of recommending this to perfect golf event customers if we didn't think it was a viable solution for the majority of the events that we work with, especially all of the fundraising events that have a fixed amount that you're looking to raise, so you can protect that, make sure that everything works out well regardless of a little rain. And funny, I'm in Northeast Florida here, and it just started raining. But anyway, yeah. Eric, thank you. I'll let you say goodbye, and appreciate everybody's time. We'll send out a note here in just a minute with a recording and the copy of the slides, and of course Eric's information will be on there.
Thank you, Josh. And again, thank you for the wonderful partnership we have with you and everyone at Perfect Golf Event. I look forward to hearing from everyone. I'd love to price up your event, so please, my information was just on there. But Josh is going to send a recording of the presentation as well. So I look forward to meeting you and helping you understand our weather insurance. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a great day.